Hello and welcome to my basement. Today we are starting some peppers. So today is February 13th and I'm going to try to start my peppers in a new way to me and see how it works. My grandpa was telling me about this different way to start pepper seeds that seemed interesting to me, and then I actually saw someone else post about it on Reddit and I was very intrigued, so we are going to try it. Basically, we are going to take our pepper seeds, which are always pretty slow to germinate for me, and I've always kind of had trouble with peppers, and we are going to put them in wet coffee filters, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then put them on a heat mat. We're going to put them on a heat mat, we're going to leave them for a few days and see what germinates. Now, we should be able to see the first little root come out of each seed that germinates, and then we can take those seeds and plant them in dirt. Let's see how this is going to work, because this is super interesting to me and I always love a good gardening hack, if you will. Okay, so here's what I have. I have a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. This is just like a storage bag. I have my pepper seeds here. I have a towel to do this on so I don't, make a big mess. I have my little plant markers and a Sharpie to write on them. And then I have coffee filters in this water that I actually, I cut into fourths. So these are just like the regular, white coffee filters, the regular, I don't know what they're called. The regular ones that are frilly on the edges. They're not the cones, they're just the regular ones. So I cut 2 of those up into fourths. So I actually have 8 coffee filter pieces in here, but I'm only gonna need, I think, 5. So what I'm gonna do first is go ahead and write my plant markers out. What I did, because peppers kind of scare me a little bit, is I added 2 to the number of plants that I need. So for example, I'm going to start with this Craig's Grande jalapeno from Baker Creek. I'm just going to grab one of my coffee filters here, lay it out on this towel. And the only reason I'm using this towel is so I can try to avoid having a puddle on this table when I'm done. And I need 7 of these. I actually only need 5, but I'm going to do 2 more just to be safe because, as I said, peppers kind of scare me. So I'm just going to lay them out on here. Like that. And then I'm just going to kind of fold this over like that, and then let's see, find the little plant marker, tuck this bad boy in somehow. Okay, turn it over and there are my little plants. So let's just tuck this in like that, then I'll know. Okay, so all I did was I put the seeds in here and left them some space, folded this in thirds, flipped it over, and then stuck my little plant marker in the end. So now the next step is to put them in this bag. So I have all of my little seeds here. And actually, I think what I'm gonna do is take this spray bottle that doesn't have any water in it right now. I'm gonna shove some water in this really quick from my little watering can here. And I'm just gonna quickly give these a little spritz to get them more wet, because I don't want them to dry out at all while they're in this bag. So I'm just gonna give them a little spritz so they're nice and wet. And then I'm just gonna take them and put them in here. And then I'm just gonna seal the bag up. Push most of the air out. I'm gonna leave some of it in, obviously, because, you know, they kind of need it. And this is ready to go on the heat mat. Okay, so this heat mat right here is plugged in. So all I'm gonna do is just lay this bag up here like this. So I'm just gonna leave this. This will get nice and humid in here. There's plenty of moisture, and we'll see how this goes. There we go. I put seeds in a Ziploc bag and coffee filters. Hopefully this works. Fingers crossed. And the next time you see me or these seeds, I will be putting them in the dirt. So let's see how many days this takes. I'm back. It's been a while since I started these seeds down here in the basement, but I wanted to show you the stages of germination for peppers. Today is February 28th, so it has been 15 days since I originally started these seeds in this bag on the heat mat. There are some in here that need to be potted in dirt. I've planted some seeds already. They are in the dirt. I have some that have already come up with little seedlings. So we are going to plant a couple more seeds. I'm just gonna show you how I do it and show you kind of the stages of growth for peppers if you soak them first. So this is my bag, and I moved it off of the heat mat to show you a little better. You'll see this, this coffee filter is really dirty because I have planted a lot of these. This seed right here, you can see has a little root sticking out of it. We're gonna plant that one, and that may be the only one that we plant. And this one down here also has a little root sticking out of it. This one also has a root sticking out of it. I don't know what it is, so maybe we'll plant it and just put question mark on the stake and see what it turns out to be. These Chocolate Beauty peppers, the seeds have not really done anything. They have like swollen, but no roots are sticking out or anything. I may just go ahead and plant these in the dirt and just see what happens. And here is the tray that currently has all of the pepper seeds in it that have been planted. So I have it under a light right here because there are some that have come up, so they need light. They are also sitting on a heat mat down here, which is why this dome is so wet on the inside. And inside, see green. So here's the tray with the dome off of it. So it looks like I have 4 empty pots here. So I have 14 plants in here. Some of them are bigger than others. Like this is a Keystone resistant giant bell pepper. This is a Craig's Grande jalapeno. This right here is a pepperoncini starting to come up. And here's another Craig's Grande jalapeno and another pepperoncini. There's a cayenne back here, another pepperoncini. So there's all kinds of stages of growth in here. Nothing has its true leaves yet. They've only been up for a couple days, but they're looking pretty good for, you know, only being up for a few days. So I'm going to show you how I pot these little seedlings, or these little seeds, into the dirt once they already have the roots on them. So you can see my dirt is pretty wet. It's not soaked, but it's a nice level of moisture. You know, you can see I'm kind of pushing it around pretty easily. The wicking is working quite well. I literally just take and I just pour water down in the tray, and it keeps everything nice and wet. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull my seeds out of this bag here. I'm just going to plant 3 of these Chocolate Beauty peppers and give them this whole row, but right here I'm going to plant this Keystone resistant giant bell. So I am marking the pot. I'm marking every single pot that I plant this year so I know what's what. And I'm just gonna unwrap my little coffee filter here. And a better look at the seed with its little root. So all I'm gonna do is just grab this little guy. And I'm literally just going to kind of like move a little bit of dirt around and just kind of sit him down in there and then just barely cover him up. So I'm just writing some little plant markers here for my chocolate beauties. And these plant markers I actually got on Amazon. They were, I think, like $8 for like 500 of them. They're plastic. I've talked about these before. They come in a bag with, I think, 5 different colors. So I'm just going to open this up and we're going to look at these chocolate beauty seeds. So this is what they look like. These haven't really done much. They've swollen a little bit, but there's still no like noticeable roots. These may have one root starting to come out. So basically all I'm going to do is just take these seeds and just drop them down in and just barely cover them up, and we're just gonna hope for the best at this point. I don't know what the deal is with these seeds, but they need to get in the dirt. So they're going in the dirt. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. The next step is just to put these babies back in their home. And the peppers are planted. Yes, our first full tray of plants has been started. I'm so excited. So today is February 28th, like I said, and I'm so stoked. I have a whole tray of plants in dirt going. Next weekend, so the first weekend of March, I am going to be planting my tomatoes. Over here on the whiteboard, there's a list of all the tomatoes I am starting. Katie is starting some seeds for me, and we are going to do a plant swap just like we did last year. I am also starting extra tomatoes to sell, so that'll be interesting. I don't know how many I'm actually going to start. Since we are building a greenhouse this year, I'm gonna have some extra room for extra trays. But I only have enough tray inserts in pots for 5 flats worth. So I'm gonna have to make some decisions of stuff. So I'm gonna go work on my spreadsheet for that. And next weekend, we're planting tomatoes, and that will be a very exciting day. So thank you for watching this pepper starting video, and I will see you in the next one.